It's the Jim Kelly Show with Buffalo Bills quarterback Jim Kelly and TV2 Sports Director Ed Kilgore. Brought to you by the Mancuso family of dealerships. Come join our family. And by Smith Boys Marine, now with 3 locations. If it isn't a Sea Ray from Smith Boys, you've missed the boat.
And welcome back to the show, and the beat goes on, as they say, as the Bills now 1 game away from the big one. They're in the AFC Championship game against the Cincinnati Bengals, and that even has kind of a nice ring to it, doesn't it, Jim?
Sure does. I'd like to be doing this show for the next couple weeks.
So would I.
Yeah, we've been talking about it, and you said it was a lot of work for you, and I said, I don't care. I don't care how much work it is for you. As long as we make it to that point, it'd be great.
Well, I tell you what, I think I can sacrifice for the good of the Bills here. But, you know, you really surprised a lot of folks. You came out throwing the football against Houston, and I know that surprised a lot of people, not only fans and the Houston Oilers, but some of the Buffalo Bills who told me later that they didn't even know you were going to do that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't either. Going into the game, we knew one thing we had to do is we had to throw the ball. And I figured we'd, run a couple plays in there, maybe pass the first down, run second, maybe throw a couple runs there. But 7 passes in a row was something that I haven't seen in a long time. I mean, I think it goes back to my run-and-shoot days in Houston. And, I read in the paper that Jerry Glanville said that they knew we were going to come out and throw. I don't think they did. I think he just said that because, Jerry thinks he knows it all, which, sometimes he's been doing a good job making those quotes. But overall, it surprised not only me, but I think Thurman Thomas a little bit too, because he felt that he was going to get the ball a little bit more. But when you can pass as well as we did and effectively as we did, I think you can mix it up. Plus, it kept them off balance. I mean, we were throwing some run plays in there when they thought we were going to throw and vice versa, and I think it worked out very well.
Now, coming into this game, there weren't that many Buffalo Bills that had playoff experience. What was that? You obviously gained a lot just by going through that experience. What was it like compared to maybe what you thought it would be like before the game?
Nothing. I think we went into the game very well prepared. I think everybody was psyched for it. The locker room was a little bit quieter than it usually is, but, from what I hear, was it Paul McGuire or somebody said that the locker room, we were tight and, real tight. We weren't tight. We were just excited and ready to go. And I don't think that was the right word to say, but everybody thinks they know it all. I mean, they should sit in the locker room really know exactly what it's like, because everybody tries to guess how we feel, and 99% of the time they're wrong.
Oh, it's almost like the Bears game. I heard somebody talking about how loose the Eagles were, like that was like a big plus. And the Eagles came out and looked terrible. They were tight and tense and made a lot of mistakes and lost the football game. Jim, you've had, it's been weird the last couple of weeks. You've had an enormous amount, I think, of distractions, things off the field, publicity, that kind of thing. How do you deal with that? I mean, it's simple to say, oh, it doesn't bother me. But I would think at some point, some of that's got to slide under the skin a little bit.
Well, after, you've been hit with so many things in a course of 3 or 4 weeks, one more did not affect me at all. I mean, they tried to throw that thing on about, me owing the money in Houston. Jim Kelly doesn't owe that money. Jerry Argovitz and the Houston Gamblers owe the money. They didn't pay me, so I didn't pay the bank. And we're going to file a lawsuit when the season's over and get that all straightened out. But they try to everybody's trying to make it look like it's Jim Kelly's fault for everything. I mean, you take, for example, in a ball game before that when Rob came out with his quotes, well, I threw some of the running backs, and they dropped a few passes, just like everybody is. Jim Kelly's going to overthrow a couple passes. You really can't point fingers. And it seems like the media was starting to point fingers at Jim Kelly and saying that, he's not having one of his, best years. I threw 15 touchdown passes. I didn't throw the ball when we were inside the 5-yard, and we were over the top right, Rob Riddick left, and we were scoring. I was happy. Everybody was happy as far as the Buffalo Bills. But the media wanted to see Jim Kelly throwing 30 touchdowns. Dan Marino throws the ball inside the 5-yard line, and Jim Kelly doesn't. That's probably one of the main reasons that I don't have 25, 30 touchdown passes. We're winning. We're putting the ball in the end zone when we have to, and we're in a championship game. They're sitting at home. It makes me happy. The players are happy. Fans, who cares?
Well, the bottom line is winning. That's exactly right. Now, exactly. ESPN's Tom Jackson, I heard him make the comment. He said, Kelly looked more accurate than I've seen him all year. And I was thinking, obviously you haven't seen that many Buffalo games. But anyway, that's another story. By the way, you don't have any loans outstanding in Cincinnati, right? I mean,
no, nobody can point anything on me in Cincinnati.
Okay, that's good. All right. You made an interesting comment. You said that your goal when you came to Buffalo was to reach the Super Bowl in 3 years. And, here it is. I mean, it could happen. But, I mean, that was a pretty ambitious thing to think because, I mean, this football team was pretty bad when you got here. I mean, 2-14.
Oh,
did you really think that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you probably roll back your tapes a few years back, you probably can find something where I said that. And Vic Carucci, I think, was one of the persons who even brought it up. And I said, that's right, I did say that. And It's something that you know it's going to take a few years, and I knew Jim Kelly couldn't do it all by himself. We were going to have to get the players in that we needed. You have to get the Art Stills, the Cornelius Bennett's. You have to get a good receiver like Andre Reed, a good running back like Thurman Thomas. You have to have more than just one person. I mean, we brought a few players in there. We got Steve Tasker, which is going to be on our show. He's one of our leaders on special teams. That's why he made the Pro Bowl last year. We felt he should have made it again this year,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of players on our team that we thought should have made the Pro Bowl. But our ultimate goal is not the Pro Bowl, it's the Super Bowl.
All right, we're going to be back to take a look at how the Bills beat those Houston Oilers in the playoffs right after this.
If you're a boater, you know the name Sea Ray and Merc Cruiser is synonymous with outstanding quality in fiberglass pleasure boats. But did you know that Sea Ray builds over 60 different models in 16 to 46 feet? Like sport cruisers, they perfectly balance size, performance, and comfort for enjoying everything from fishing to weekending. Rich interior appointments and standard features identify them as sport cruisers by Sea Ray. Smith Boys is your authorized Merc Cruiser dealer, and remember, if it isn't a Sea Ray from Smith Boys, you've missed the boat.
Hey, Jim, I need a new car for my wife. Where should I go?
No problem, Art. The Mancuso family of dealerships, and let me tell you why. When you buy a car from the Cuz, it's more than just buying a car. It's like being part of the family.
He's right, Art. That's why so many Bills buy their cars from Charlie.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Charlie's here.
Bruce, how you doing?
Hey, Charlie. What's up, Coach?
Hey, Shane. What's cooking, guys?
Let's get out and have some dinner.
Great idea. Who's buying?
Come on, Charlie. What a family's for.
If the abundance of the holiday season has you eating light this week, like we are, try these super duper values, which are low in calorie and in price.
Like Faygo Diet Pop, assorted flavors. The 1-pint bottles are 5 for $1 plus deposit.
Stouffer's Frozen Lean Cuisine French bread pizza and other assorted entrees, they're 2 for $3.
And Bison Cottage Cheese, large or small curd or diet. The 1-pound size,
Not 99 cents, not 89 cents, but just 79 cents.
This week at Super Duper.
Because you know best.
Well, let's get right into it here with a look at some of the early action. Here's a pass to Chris Burkett that covered 20 yards. And
This is something you usually know exactly what pass it was because we don't throw that much. But in this game, it's hard to tell which one it was. But Chris makes a good run after he catches the ball here. He makes a few yards, and he gets hit in the knee there and makes a little sore the next day. But he's going to be fine. It's something that we did. I thought we did a very good job at it as far as keeping him off balance.
now here's a good run by Thurman Thomas. And again, this was on a down when they were probably expecting you to throw it.
It is a trap play. Jimmy Richard pulls and does a super job. Pete Metzlar's had probably one of his best games. He just blew Lyles out there all day. And Thurman shows why he was our #1 draft pick. We all thought he had more speed than this, so I think he only ran this in about a 4.3, so I guess Steve Brown runs a 4.25.
Yeah, he said he didn't see the guy who had the angle on him. Thurman thought he had it in the end zone. He got one a little bit later on. Here we see now you go for it on 4th down, and first of all, the play.
It's a pass. We had a feeling I might have been able to hit Rob there, but I thought Steve Brown was going to turn around and look, and I probably could have hit him on that, but I thought I'd have Pete in the back of the end zone, and Donaldson came up with a good play and just got right in front of it and was able to tap it away. But I went to the sidelines. I said, "You sure you want to run that, Coach?" And he said, "Yes, that's when I want to run." And I said, "Okay."
Well, because there are a couple of, first of all, a lot of the people think, well, you should take the sure 3. I mean, that's the first question. But then the second question is, you still could get the first down.
That's what we were going for.
So, yeah.
Coach Levy wanted to go for the field goal. But I said, "Coach, this is a playoff game. Why you have to take some chances every once in a while." And maybe I'll think twice about asking him that again because second time rolled around, I said the exact same thing to him. I said, "Coach, let's go for it. Why not?" He changed his mind again. We're 0 for 2, so maybe I will keep my mouth shut next time. But I thought that in that situation it was the best thing to do, but it turned out it didn't work for us. But after all, we won the game, so I really can't complain.
Well, you know, another point here, and I know Marv Levy has made this point, is something like 70% of the time a team that is stopped down close to the goal line on the next possession will score. And I believe you did score. I think you got a touchdown and a field goal the following possessions after being
I didn't
stopped.
know that.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff, huh? You can learn a lot of things here on the Jim Kelly Show,
That
Jim.
plus, believe me, whatever Coach Levy says, he comes up with so many things you wouldn't even have the faintest idea. How the heck did he ever figure that one out? I mean, he knows every stat. Mr. Statistician, that's what he is.
Of course, Harvard's a pretty good school, I guess.
Yeah,
All
not
right,
bad.
Bill's defense played very, very well. Here we see Mike Rozier get stacked up, but you could sense, couldn't you, the intensity right from the first series?
Yeah, they were psyched up. I mean, they were ready to play this game. We were standing in the locker room before the ball game, and I think everybody wanted to go out. I mean, everybody's jumping up, and they were psyched. And I mean, Fred Smurfs had to take double teams every single snap. And Cornelius Ben had one of his better days. And then you'd have Art Still, I think, with like 12 solo tackles. And just everybody on the defense just played one Super Bowl game.
Scott Radisek, who knocked that ball down there, of course, filling in for Shane Connon.
Yes, Scott did a good job, and Bruce, of course, is coming through. Hopefully he'll have another big game when it comes to Cincinnati, because our defense has to rise to the occasion this time. They have to be able to stop them, because I think we're going to put points on the board, but the key is taking the momentum out of Cincinnati. Don't let them jump up on that quick lead.
All right, here's the block by Leonard Smith, and of course, again, that was a big play by the special teams, which were really special Sunday against the Houston Oilers. We get back to the offense now, and here we see Tremaine. Actually, all the receivers did a pretty good job. There were a couple drops, but here we see Tremaine Johnson for 18.
Yeah, they did a super job. Tremaine had a big day. Andre and Tremaine and Chris all took turns alternating to keep everybody fresh, and I think it worked out very well. Andre led with, I think, 6 catches. Tremaine had some big catches. Chris had that big catch with a nice run. And I think the ball game went very well, and Thurman had some super run plays. And
here's one.
Another trap. Jimmy Richard again throwing a trap block. Joe Devlin blowing out the defensive tackle, and Thurman getting it down to the 2-3 yard line.
Now here it looked like on the touchdown, it looked like the handle. It looked like you stumbled a little bit handing it off to Rob.
If you watch, Ken Hall tramps right on my foot. My left foot, Ken Hall tramps right on it. If this is the right play, watch his left foot will come back and tramp right there. He tramps right on my foot. And I'm not able to, and he almost fumbles this too. I was trying to get up to him quick enough that it wouldn't happen, because it's happened before and we fumbled it. And lucky Rob had a good hand on that one and was able to pull it in and take it in for 6.
Okay, now we're going to look at another, and that was a great continuous effort there.
Yes,
here we go to another pass to Burkett. This one covered about 26 yards. This again on first down.
First down, we kept them off balance. They were in the right defense for this call. This call was designed if we're in man coverage to go to the wide receiver, that's Andre Reed. They were in a zone 2 deep coverage, and I read his defense well. Chris adjusted his route well, and we were able to pick up the big yards, and he ran a flag pattern.
Now here's another, what I thought was an interesting call. You had the ball first down at the 11. This was the touchdown to Thurman Thomas, but again, they might not have been looking for this play.
I don't think they were. Again, we have a toss where both our guards pull. And you can see right there, Pete Metzler has his guy down the field 6-7 yards. Jimmy Richard totally blows his guy out. And Thurman was able to blow over a couple runners and take in the end zone. And, of course, Joe Devlin, he's run every single, no matter if the ball's 60 yards downfield, Joe Devlin will be the first guy there. Jimmy Richard follow.
Now, what was the play to Andre Reed that the bomb covered over 50 yards? What was the call there? Was that a set play?
Yeah, we had a play call from the sidelines, and it was far right, which would put Andre in the middle. And I said, no, I want to throw it to the outside receivers, because a certain formation is more designed to go to the inside receivers. But I changed the formation so I could throw it to the outside receivers, and Andre just blew right by the defensive back. And I don't know if it'll show Andre stand up, keeping his hands like this, telling everybody, okay, do I have the speed to go deep or what? He wants everybody to remember that.
That's right. Okay, and we're going to be back with more of our show in just a moment.
The magic of the holiday season came to life for over 10,000 needy children in Western New York. Through your generosity, TV2's Christmas Wish Toy Drive provided thousands of smiles and over 20,000 toys on Christmas morning.
We'd like to say thank you to people of Buffalo for making it possible, because obviously the Salvation Army could not do what we're doing if it weren't for everybody helping.
Together, TV2 and you have once again made it a brighter Christmas. Thank you for making our Christmas wish come true for kids' sake.
At first, it was the usual fluff, but then the static started and those wrinkles.
Save on dryers and more till Friday at Silo.
Let's go Buffalo, all the way to the Super Bowl. I said, let's go Buffalo, all the way to the Super Bowl. Well, we won the Eastern record time, and we still just begun our climb, 'cause we're headed straight for the top. Till we win it all, we'll never stop. We've had a season that we'll never forget, but we ain't seen nothing yet. Let's go Buffalo, all the way to the Super Bowl. Come on, let's go Buffalo, all the way to the Super Bowl. Let's go! Buffalo, all the way.
One of the reasons, as we mentioned earlier, that the Bills won the football game against the Houston Oilers was the fact that the host couldn't talk very well. No, it was that Steve Tasker and the special teams did a terrific job. And Stephen, and I read in the paper, and I don't know how often you can believe what you read, usually not much, if you ask Jim. But,
yeah, boy, is that true.
but it was said that there was a quote earlier in the week by a Houston writer who made the question, you know, how are the Bills going to handle the Houston Oilers special teams, which are the best in the NFL? And apparently that didn't sit too well with some of you fellas.
Well, no, we've always prided ourselves that we had good special teams too. And it was startling to hear them say, well, we think we've got the best special teams in the league. And we didn't believe it from the first, but it really spurred us on to prepare for them. And we turned it up as high as we could for this game. And I know our coach was geared up for it, Bruce DeHaven. He wanted this game too, and I wanted it because I used to play with those guys. And the fact that they blocked 5 punts this year, they thought that really gave them an edge on everybody. And nobody knew that they blocked those 5 punts in the first 3 or 4 games of the year, and they haven't blocked one since.
Do you think it was what they said, or do you think it was what Coach DeHaven gave you all before the game?
Yeah, he gave us all dollar bills before the game and told us to block a punt, and he'd written on it, block a punt. And if you flipped it over, he said special teams win championships. And you always hear defense wins championships or offense. And it was nice because we knew when he gave us that, that he was into it too emotionally. A lot of coaches are X's and O's and real intellectual, and they don't really motivate. But you know, when a coach starts handing out dollar bills, you know, he wants it as bad as you do.
He's fired up.
Yeah. Tell me, he broke the bank on that, going to the bank and getting all those dollar bills. But one thing I just want to ask Steve is, I saw you right before the game going up to Coach Glanville. Are you very friendly with him? Are you friends, or what do you have to say to you before the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty friendly with him. In fact, we're on his Christmas. We exchanged Christmas cards and the whole thing. I left there under. I had no hard feelings toward the Oilers when I left, and I had a nice time when I was there. They treated me real well in that organization, and I still consider him a friend. But I told him before the game, I said, I hope that you coach brilliantly in a losing effort.
Well, that was very well said. That was a very well played. Steve, let's see the big play of the game, really, is when it was really tense there at the end. There was the punt, and you stripped the ball away. From your perspective here.
This is a great play.
That's one of my college buddies, Curtis Duncan. I stripped the ball from there, and I knew Marv had us working 3 days a week, 3 days last week on stripping the ball, and I thought, yeah, we're sure going to get a chance to use this.
Do you think it helped?
Yeah, I think it did, because right there I was thinking, get it, and he stuck it out there, and I couldn't believe it came out when it did. And
are we gonna get the play where you do your flip?
No,
we don't. Do we have it on tape?
No, I don't think we do.
That should be put in the file there.
Yeah, I think we filed it just for you.
That's not going to be around.
Let's show. We got to show.
I wish we had. You know, that was incredible though. I was watching up in the press box. No, when you did your back, I didn't know you could do that. Or can you do that? Or have you ever done that?
Yeah, if I don't have shoulder pads and a helmet on, yeah,
and a knee brace.
And tape on my knee, and turf shoes and shoulder pads. If I don't have any of that stuff on, yeah, I can do a standing backflip just about any time. But
how about right now? No, we don't have time.
Yeah, Steve, give me a little more warning next time.
Yeah, okay. No, Steve, tell me a little bit quickly though here, from your point of view, the Cincinnati Bengals, as far as special teams are concerned. Again, this is a game where you guys, a lot of the game is going to depend on you.
Yeah, they struggled early in the year. They were playing mediocre at the beginning, the first half of the year, and then they lost the Kansas City game, a team they should have beaten, strictly due to their special teams. They returned a kick for a touchdown late in the game, and they coughed up the ensuing kickoff that gave them a chance to put the winning field goal through with 2 seconds remaining. Their special teams cost them that game, and I think since that time, they've really put a lot of effort in on it, and we're really going to have to strap it on this week and play well to beat these guys, because they are playing a lot better on special teams here in the latter part of the season. Okay, Steve, thanks for coming down, and I know Jim very quickly.
Definitely, yes, Steve, for being on the show. Appreciate it. Thank you. Guy. Some Jim and Chuck's boots, some Dan Post snakeskin boots.
These are just like the one my dog chewed up a year and a half ago.
Well, good, you got another pair to go with it. Thanks to Jim and Chuck's.
That's right, and Steve's dog is happy now too. He's got another target.
He's off the hook.
We're gonna meet our Kelly jersey winner coming right up.
If you're a boater, you know the name Sea Ray and Merc Cruiser is synonymous with outstanding quality in fiberglass pleasure boats. But did you know that Sea Ray builds over 60 different models in 16 to 46 feet? With an alternate choice of styling and features as well as size, Sea Ray sport boats are in a class of their own. Their quality sets standards against which all other sport boats may be measured. And affordable, you bet. Smith Boys is your authorized Mercruiser dealer. And remember, if it isn't a Sea Ray from Smith Boys, you've missed the boat.
McCain Super Fries, deep fried flavor and crispness from your oven. For the strong, silent type.
Mickey Mouse is coming to Buffalo in person to celebrate a spectacular career in fun and laughter with a star-studded Diamond Jubilee at Walt Disney's World on Ice, live at Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. Be there opening night, Tuesday, January 31st at 7:30 p.m. for TV2 Bell's Family Night and save $3 on all tickets with a coupon from Bell's. A portion of the proceeds will go to benefit the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Share the laughter and the excitement with WGRZ TV2 and Bell's at Walt Disney's World on Ice.
As high school students, I think it means a lot more than it would if it was teachers or counselors, because we're in a position to tell them that we're in high school and we're successful high school students and we don't need drugs or alcohol to have fun.
The message is loud and clear. Our kids need help to break the drug barrier. Please join us and watch TV2's Kids Escaping Drugs Telethon Saturday, January 14th at 3.
The Bills are all set to go down to the jungle in Cincinnati. I know you look back and you say, gee, we should be playing this game at home, but there's nothing you can do about that. You have to go down there again. But I suppose the experience of having played there, even though you did lose, maybe is better than if you hadn't played there.
There's no doubt, because I think in our own minds, we know that we can beat them. But it's going to take an airless ball game. We have to go down there and be prepared. We have to be mentally prepared. We have to be mentally sound for the noise, the crowd. We have to be ready to go into a jungle, like you said, and we have to come out on top. It's the playoffs now. You lose, you're gone. You're going home.
Okay, now let's go to our Jersey winner of the week, 8-year-old Jill Eisenman from Lockport, New York. And Jill, congratulations. And I guess you learned that you had won the jersey on a very special day, didn't you?
It was on my birthday. I was very excited, but I didn't get to watch it because I was out eating dinner.
Eating dinner with who?
My mom and my dad.
All right. Well, who told you about it then?
My aunt called and then the studio called.
A little excited? Just a little bit. Is that a good birthday present? All right.
Wait, now, Jill, I understand. A source tells me that you've already had an offer for that jersey. Is that true?
$100, but I'm not going to sell it.
Good for you.
You better not sell. Who was the person who offered you $100?
Oh, my friend's dad. Friends at work.
Oh, Dad's friends at work. Okay, yes. Only $100. I don't remember who that guy is.
It might be. Yeah, I was going to say, just hold out. Maybe